When we observe a child, when we receive a child in our home, we look upon that child who in general brings features of tenderness and beauty, naivety, which enchants us profoundly. But we Spiritists already know that spirit who is arriving comes from a millennial baggage, and that it brings with it, for certain, extraordinary things, beautiful things within it. But it brings bad tendencies, issues to be observed, and that require our most attentive eyes to contribute to the evolution of that spirit on planet Earth. When we look at a child, while she does not turn 7 years of age, and currently it could be even less, 5, this is the period of time in which, like a plant, the personality, since all of us are already born with a personality, is more malleable. The child can suffer with great intensity the action of those spirits responsible for it, to the point of identifying its bad tendencies and assisting it to renew its mental field, starting from that interaction directed towards taking the most advantage from this existence. So, let us look at a child. The more we love her, the more enchanting that presence in our life is. It is still profoundly necessary to identify her bad tendencies and start from 1, 2 years of age to do intensive work with that personality, which is totally malleable in that moment. If nothing is done during this time, which is an extraordinary period of time, we are going to postpone it to the next period of time, which will be much more complex. Since we are addressing time as a talent, there are spirits who have undergone hundreds of incarnations disdaining time. In each childhood, it is that spirit who at all times disdains time. It is like a bad tendency. What does it bring within its spirit? A profound idleness. At 2 years of age, it already wants to be served. At 2 years of age, it throws that ball at a distance and it wants someone else to go pick it up. This already shows that it's a spirit that does not know how to take advantage from the resources brought to it by the Father. It is important in moments like this for us to see in our children, grandchildren, and children who are with us these bad tendencies and invest all our time, all our attention, all our strength in modifying at this stage these characteristics in the most ludic, enchanting, loving manner possible, without violence, without disrespecting the spirit, without absurd admonishments. However, look at the eternal spirit who is there and take advantage of that phase to instill in that incoming spirit new values. So, it is important as we start this theme addressing values for us to observe in first instance the children, then the youth, afterwards the adults, and even the elderly. When we open a theme such as this, of such great importance, we're going to need to look deeply. This is because how many times, long afterwards, a spirit separates, breaks a marriage, and abandons a family, which we will see is also a talent, because at a tender age, from 0 to 5, the mother, the father, or those responsible for it spend all the time, every time, playing with its bad tendencies, thinking that those bad tendencies were cute. When we rewind the tape way back when to see the cause of that unfortunate attitude in that moment in which the spirit has already reached adulthood, we will see that the cause was the negligence of parents in early childhood, not noticing what the spirit brought and not taking advantage of the talent of time to assist it. And then we will see the great disasters, the enormous disasters, because definitely the first resource which all of us will have to multiply is the talent of time, since it was this talent that Jesus pointed to humanity as being the first great talent we receive. And then we will see many spirits taking advantage of their minutes to corrupt themselves or to corrupt others, to practice crimes of all types. How many spirits take advantage of their minutes for lying, manipulation, and idleness, and on endlessly. What to do then to multiply the talent of time, both ours and that of those under our responsibility? The Spiritist doctrine clarifies with great vigor that educating a child necessarily goes through the identification of bad tendencies and the intense work of combating them, mainly during childhood. This is because childhood is not a period for us to spend in the playground. It is not for us to spend all childhood at the park, on the slide, on the swing, playing electronic games, that is, on the things that attract children nowadays. Then we are going to start to have a profound understanding. It is obvious that doing this work with them will demand much renunciation from us. It will demand much abnegation from us. Thus, it is worth making a particularly important point because in the Spirits book, Kardec asks the spirits, what is the value which we need to develop to definitely abandon the materialism which has caused all that have seen in the world? And they responded, purely and simply abnegation. To relinquish worldly pleasure to accomplish what we came here to do. Paying attention to children's bad tendencies and moving toward assisting them to abandon these bad tendencies while still in early childhood will demand from the mother, the father, or those responsible for the child extreme abnegation. Less times on this, that, and the other to focus on activities which will promote a process of true education to these spirits.